trust is a fundamental value in those relationships between government and citizens. And we need to go back to this. My name is Bruno Meyer, and I'm the resident representative of the UN Development Program here in Thailand. If you have better access to data, and data that is readily available and in the open, right? You are increasing your transparency. You are increasing the ability of citizens to know what is happening, to have better information, and therefore less reasons to fear, less reasons to be suspicious. So we see open data as a very good tool to promote integrity and transparency, and therefore to fight corruption. Fundamentally, it's about the right to information. Right? Thailand, we have a bill on right to information. It can be approved, let's put it this way. Right? I think what we have seen now in terms of best practices around the world is that the default should be openness. Right? Citizens should not have to go into an effort to ask to have access to. Right? Now, of course, we understand that state security and there's a lot of information that needs to remain confidential and within small circles. But in very general, this concept of I have information, therefore I have power, right? It's not very conducive. And in a world where, because of new technologies, but also because people are way more educated today than they were 50 years ago, and people are also not only educated but also connected. In UNDP we identify 3 key ingredients that are absolutely required, right, for trust to be able to get stronger and stronger. One, we need to see efficiency. Right? The state has to provide efficient services. The second, it has to be responsive, right? Meaning it has to be able to adapt. Right? And we see, the world is changing so fast, and sometimes there's a big disruption. So we need to adapt to that disruption and readjust in many ways. Right? So to be responsive, and then it has to be really, it has to be about fairness, right? So that everybody feels that, irrespective of their wealth, irrespective of their networks, of who they know where, this should not come into the picture. Right? Every single citizen should have a fair access to services, to information, to data. Right? So efficiency, fairness, responsiveness. If we have this combination of ingredients, then we are capable of having a strong foundation to build trust. We should use what people are used to. We should think not from a supply, from the source of the service. We should think of the client, the customer, the demand, right? And we should adapt ourselves to their needs, not the other way around, right? So I think platforms exist. Usually platforms are expensive to create. They're expensive to maintain if they are tailor-made to a specific service. And ultimately, you have a plethora, too many platforms, and that are not interconnected. Right? So I think there has to be an effort from the design, from the conceptualization, of what the services should be, to think of what tool are we going to use, what platform, do platform already exist, can we add those extra functionalities to existing platforms, and it will make everybody's life way easier. It goes back to the mindset, right? I mean, the question is, how do government officials, who are government officials? They're just citizens, right? They're first and foremost citizens. So, if you take off the hat of being a government official and you put your hat and you think as a citizen, they also have to abide by the laws. They also have to use the government services for their own life, right? So I think if there is a more systematic approach towards this thinking about, okay, if I'm at home, I want this, what is the best way, or is this more relevant? Where do I find information? Is it easy? Is it complicated? I think it's really an attitude vis-a-vis openness. It goes back to trust, right? It goes back to not looking at, if you're in government, not looking at civil society and NGOs as the enemy or as troublemakers, and vice versa. Why always suspect a government official of being corrupt? There are way more that are not corrupt and that are hard worker and committed, to doing good. If you ask civil servants, why did you want to become a civil servant? Very often they will tell you, I wanted to contribute to society. I wanted to, it's like a teacher. These are, jobs that are a vocation in many ways, right? So I think it's fundamentally wrong to always, this suspicion, oh, you're a government official, oh, then you are corrupt, and oh, you only work with people you know, and oh, you give preferences to your family. Why? Yeah? Trust is a fundamental value in those relationships between government and citizens. And we need to go back to this. And if there is one thing that COVID-19 and the terrible impact it has had on our societies around the world should really teach us, is to force us to rethink a little bit the quality of our relationships between humans. Right? We need more empathy, we need more collaboration, we need better partnerships, we need more trust.